Well, when I was about 7 years old, I made my very first cosplay costume, a little Darth Vader costume out of a balloon and paper mache. Basically, it went on from there. I remember seeing Star Wars for the first time, and I was really into comics and Batman and Marvel, and I knew I wanted to make things, and I actually got into the film industry, and I was a model maker and an art director, and eventually I got into creature effects, and I started making costumes then, really, and since then I've gone to make them for pretty much everyone who can afford them, and anyone around the world, basically. Well, I've always been a Batman fan. He's kind of an anti-hero, he's kind of dark, but he's still a good guy. And there's so much scope for so many fun things to do with the suit. So I love the suit, love building it. We finished the suit and it was looking great, it was fantastic. But we wanted to embellish the suit somehow and just make it really interesting. And when people see it, they'll really sort of wow. One of the first things we fitted was a video screen into one of the gauntlets, and then we made a grapnel gun, and it kind of spiraled along from there. It was getting silly, really. We were kind of coming up with ideas in the workshop, you know, what we could come up with next. But we came up with some really good ones in the end. The Arkham Origins game really has Batman gadgets in there, and they're quite specific to Arkham Origins. So there's the grapnel gun, there's the folding batarang, there's the little flashbangs, the smoke grenades. So there are these classic Batman gadgets that you see in a lot of the Batman universe. The way we've designed them and made them is very specific to Arkham Origins. My favourite gadgets would have to be, I love the gas dispenser. You flip your wrist up and it just jets out this big jet of CO2 gas, which could be poisonous gas, it could be anything. Another one which I think is really good is the backtracking device. Now this is kind of like a classic comic book gadget that you'd have. Mounted a very small Bluetooth tracking device into a bat-shaped magnetic symbol. As the vehicle goes off, you can track it then on your tracking device built into the gauntlet as well. So that's a firm favourite. And I have to say, mention the fireball shooter. You can't beat that. Pop a few of those off and you see people's jaws drop, that's great. Obviously a lot of the gadgets are quite practical, as in there's quite a lot to them. Some of them are incredibly simple, but to try and get them all onto a cosplay costume, all 23 of them, all functional, was a real challenge. To be a Guinness World Record title holder is probably one of the things I've wanted to do since I made that first Darth Vader costume when I was a little 7-year-old. Just to be part of that whole thing now, it's become such a phenomenon to be a record holder. It's amazing. It's quite literally amazing. To be in the Guinness World Records Gamers Edition is something else. I mean, gaming now is huge. You see more gamer costumes to be made than kind of film ones these days. So to be part of the Gamers Edition, it's just gone to the next level. And you open that book up and see that spread, that's a proud moment.